If you ever been on the fence about picking up a pair of LV sneakers, stick around. I like to know where people stand so I know how to treat you accordingly.
They be trying to do it, I'm just doing me. I be working hard and they just want it free.
Be competitive with yourself. Hey, what's up? This is Jsean for another pickup. As always, I like to share my experiences to hopefully aid you in making a better decision for yourself. Here we have the LV trainer sneakers 1AC287 if you want to look them up. This particular pair is in the black colorway with the white accents. They also now offer these in both men and women's sizes. As far as the build quality, they have nice quality and attention to details. They're crafted in genuine leather, monogram denim, rubber outsoles, and they're made in Italy. LV, like most designer brands, come with great packaging, as it should, along with 2 LV dust bags. At one point, I believe I even read they were hand assembled. So as far as the style is concerned, these have a classic design created by Virgil, which references the vintage basketball sneakers with those signature LV details, such as the LV initials on the tongue, the side, and the back, the Vuitton signature on the side, and the monogram flowers on the outsole. As far as cost, these will set you back for $12.20 USD, and I paid $1335.60 after taxes in my particular and personal area. So my personal take on these is I like the overall colorway. I feel like the build quality and materials match what I would expect. With that being said, I always say nothing you purchase is actually worth what you're paying for. But if you find value in what you're buying, then that should be enough to make sense for you, as I'm no one to judge. So buy what you want. Yes, you're paying for the brand as anything else that you pay for in this world, but knowing this, we come to expect also the packaging and the build quality to at least be quite better than your non-luxury brands. So me personally, I find the packaging and the build quality to meet my expectations in this particular way, and I also find the shoes to be aesthetically pleasing. They have a nice balance between, I would say, a casual and athletic aesthetic. So me personally, I mainly like to wear mine with fitted tech pants or jeans. They're also a little loud, so they will grab a lot of attention and people will notice them. So be prepared for that. If that's what you're looking for, then that could be a plus. And if it's something you're not looking for, then, well, I guess that could be a con. So I especially like the touch of the embossed monogram logos on the toe box area, and they're accented nicely with the black or blue denim if you choose to go that route. In my personal experience, most designer sneakers are more for the style than for the comfort, for sure. I did only wear these a few times, but I personally find that these shoes to be decently comfortable, better than most of the designer brands that I personally had and experienced before myself. Now, this particular style sneaker is built with a bit more visual width due to the overall cushioning aesthetic. So basically what I'm saying is these shoes are a bit chunkier. Me personally, I kind of like more of a narrow fit, more of a trainer fit that looks more like a running shoe. That's something I'm not a huge fan of, so I opted to go a full size down from my US size equivalent. Now, while this does help to minimize my personal issue, it does actually cause the length now to fit a little bit more snug than I would personally prefer. So I'd recommend most to either go their full US size equivalent, or if you're like me, you're not a big fan of the chunky looking sneaker. I'm not saying it's super chunky, but for me it is. Maybe go half size down from a US equivalent instead. But overall, even though I'm personally taking a slight step back from this particular brand, I like to have options or two from each designer. I'd recommend these if you're looking for an eye-catching type of sneaker with a classic design. I'm personally going to start exploring less of their sneaker line and go more towards some of their casual dress shoes. I'm just currently on that time, but I see these being a cool pickup if you're in the market for a shoe such as this. So if you're not ready to go this route, maybe take that $1,300 and buy, say, 10 or so more pair of Nikes or something like that. Either way, this is a type of sneaker that I personally don't recommend wearing every day, but every once in a while on some occasions. I had these for quite some time now. I just didn't show them, but I just kind of wanted to come back on the channel and get my opinion on them because I had them for maybe, I would say 8 months, 9 months, something like that. So if you have no other decent shoe, go for those Nikes like I mentioned, or something less taxing on the budget. Spread your budget out. Don't spread your budget thin. And, you know, if you're wanting to add a pop to your sneaker collection or just want a standout pair, then these are a nice option for sure. So on YouTube, I've seen a bunch of fake ones being reviewed when I was personally trying to look these up. I would recommend just going into the store, take a look at them. Even if they don't have your size, just check them out. And if you got to order them, then order them that way. While I don't judge anybody for how they spend or invest their money, I personally am not a big fan of non-authentic items. And all my items I've ever shown are only purchased from authorized or directly from the brand itself, no matter what brand it is. With high-priced items, me personally, especially with high-priced items, I feel like to save a few $100s to not know if it's authentic when you're already spending tons of money, it just doesn't make sense to me. I only recommend this particular route. Now, to get off of that subject, LV has a pretty extensive recommended product care for these shoes that most will not follow, but it's always good to know. So I just posted on the screen and you can pause it or read it if you like. Me personally, I think it's pretty hilarious. It's a bit too much, but to each his own. I'll put it on the screen somewhere now. And just take care of them like you would take care of any other shoes. Pretty much common sense. So to end this video, I want to take a turn real quick and just leave you with a few words of encouragement. I'm always sharing my life and experiences as it happens, no matter what it is, no matter what I'm going through. So even though you may have come for a pair of sneakers, I hope you leave with a better understanding to help you make a better decision for yourself and possibly leave with a little encouragement or motivation for something else that's going on in your life. So I want to leave little tidbits, a little top level advice or top level motivation, top level affirmation, whatever you want to call it. If you made it this far, I'm telling you, everything happens for a reason. No matter what you're going through, good or bad, it's all good. You know, if you're meant for greatness, nothing can stop it. Nothing. Things can be altered and time can be used up, but what you're meant for and what you're meant to do will happen. It's just a matter of time. So we don't control the exact timing. Only God does. But if you do your part, like I said, it's just a matter of time. So be consistent, build good habits, and surround yourself around positive influence, whether it be people, whether it be your environment, whatever it is. You got this. You can do it. At the end of the day, the one step is going to change steps in front of that step, in front of that step. It's just a process. I always say progress is a process. So keep that in mind. Don't rush everything. Whatever situation you find yourself in, if it's a bad one, if it took a long time to get that way, it's going to take even longer to get out of it. Or if it's something that happened quick and you got into a bad situation, also believe and know that something can happen quick and your life can turn around in an instant as well. So I'm gonna end the video now. With that being said, make sure you do everything at top level, at your top level. And remember, you're no competition with anyone except yourself. So make sure your next move is your best move, or at least your better move. Until next time, later.